the front porch, just killing time, talking about life with a sip of moonshine. Decoy's the host, he sets the scene with a crew of voices. The porch ain't serene. Pull up a chair, let the story spin. From BB to Boogie, let the jokes begin. Timmy's laughing, Tater grins wide, and poor old Paulie, he's the butt of the ride. Nick's got tales that'll make you want to stay. Ace plays it cool in that laid-back way. The breeze rolls in with a Tennessee tune as the stars peek out by the light of the moon.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Front Porch. I am your host, Decoy. Well, this was supposed to be a Squadcast barbecue, but we got postponed yesterday and today, so I don't know if Polly or Tater's gonna be able to make it or not. We were gonna, we were having a conversation the other night, and it's like, I think this would be good for a podcast, so I think that's where we should have it. And we were talking about barbecuing, like on the 4th of July and stuff like that. So that was what I had planned for tonight, but I don't know, like I said, if they're going to be available or not. If not, we can side trail it and move on to literally something else. Uh, any of the squad members out there, if you're watching, go ahead, join in. You don't have to go to the waiting room, just pop in and be on. And we can open up to, just whatever is going on out there. If you haven't, go ahead and watch the Salute to Service that we had the other night. That was a very good episode. Tater had a lot of people on it. Talking about what the 4th of July is and what it means and everything, and very good discussions came out of that. We've had a pretty busy weekend, actually. I mean, being a holiday weekend, a lot of different things going on in everybody's world. So we know that your time is valuable, just like we respect that also. Um, I haven't really had a chance to get caught up on a lot of the news items over the last week, but I do know that there's been some very bad flooding going on in Texas, and I know it involved a lot of kids out camping and everything. And I know I can say this on behalf of all of us here at the Squad Productions that our hearts and our prayers go out to the families that are affected by them. Uh, Trying to see if there's anything of other Peter. He's already in bed. Unfortunately, has to get up early in the morning. No problems. No problems. Um, yeah. We may have to sidebar on one of those Tater. Not a problem. I'm working with one of my other guests to try to do a recording on Friday night. For the next episode. So I'm hoping that we may squeeze that in like that. Also, just do a pre-recording one and get it out there. Let me see if I can look up anything of interest real quick that we might be able to talk about tonight. Um, like I said, kind of sorry I didn't really have anything else going on. Um, I don't want to try to get into a lot of different other politics or, some of the more controversial stuff. I will save that for either fire up the aftermath or kick it over to one of the other guys for theirs. Um, yeah, we definitely do need to do a barbecue session. I will say there are some traditions that I do on in the summer, like Memorial Day weekend is when I actually start drinking iced tea, and then I normally go to Labor Day. I'm not a year-round type of tea person because I like iced tea more than I really like hot tea. But one tradition I always have is I always start my watermelon season on July the 4th. Nothing screams 4th of July more than just sitting down and actually having watermelon. And I think that's something that I've taken all the way back literally to with my grandfather and our family. It was like we never really had watermelon until the 4th of July, and we've always celebrated it um, up until he passed at his house or my uncle's house. And my uncle's house used to be their house. So, it's always been in the same area for the longest time. So that's, I think where that kind of got ingrained with me. If you want, kind of drop some of your traditions that you might have for 4th of July in the chat. If you're watching it live, you can post it here. Go ahead and read them out, or you can on the replay you can post them there, and we might follow back up on them on a previous on a upcoming episode. But I think it was Tater. I think it was Tater and Polly that we were talking about fireworks also. Um, I can't remember if it's either Tater, Polly, or BB. One it was one of the three, and we were talking about how they used to or people were like using like little tiny lighters and everything to light off fireworks and running like hell. And we used to have a family friend that worked for our local JCs, and he was one of the guys that lit off the fireworks off the semi trailer for the city fireworks show. And we'd be sitting on the other side of the lake from where it was because they put it up on top of the reservoir for the dam or the dam reservoir, and you could always see the big red glow. Look like a kind of looked like a road flare, but is actually he brought us one that they had left over extra, and I'm going to show my age here, definitely for sure. And it was a back in the day they used to go buy your fireworks like your black cat, your ladyfingers, and you would have to buy like a pack of 10 punks is what they called them, and they look like the incense sticks today, and you would literally light that, and I mean they were pretty good size. I mean they were good, maybe 1.5 foot long, and they were actually pretty wide too. And hold on, I'm getting it. And you would like that, and it would burn like incense. Uh, hey Jimmy, yeah, hey, yeah, good to have you in the chat there, man. Uh, but and you would light that, and then you would reach out and you would light the actual firework. And like I said, these things were that he brought us was like we're talking like 2 to 3 foot. I mean, they were like huge, and they were. I'm going to probably say they were probably a good 3 inch diameter, and that's why we could literally see them. And I mean, it would almost take all your might to reach out and light the fuse. But you got to remember, those things were huge mortars and everything that they were lighting off. And this is all before computer controlled and everything else. And so that's one of the 4th of July memories that I always remember is watching them set off fireworks the old fashioned way. Uh, now it's all computer controlled and everything else, and you can have it set to music, and that kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. Um, we don't call our power technicians lefty for nothing. Hey Jess, what's up? Yeah, if you want, you can just join on in. Anybody that has the host role can just pop right on in. Or are you still out and about on your Fourth of July travels? Speaking of which, iced tea. Uh-oh. Here comes the main ringleader. Up, NVIDIA issues.
If I get my camera to work.
Yeah. Oh, I know that feeling. Your better half is in the chat. You know that, right?
Yeah, whatever.
So what's going on there, Mr. BB?
Oh, nothing much. Just figured I couldn't let you have all the fun.
Yeah. Oh, here she comes. Is she still
Uh,
traveling, or is she in the house with you?
she's here.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, how's it going, Jess? Recuperating from all the barbecue food from this last weekend.
Man, I went the entire 4th of July and didn't have one hot dog.
BB, how can you stay married to her if she can't have a hot dog on the 4th of July?
She wasn't home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in Nashville.
I had pulled pork.
That sounds good. I haven't had pork in a while. Like I was telling Tater the other night, it's like I'm nothing but a chicken person. One of these days I'm gonna wake up and either shit an egg or feathers, one of the two.
That's me.
Aren't you already growing feathers?
Who? Me or him?
I'll
Well,
let y'all fight that one out.
I'll defer on that one.
I've heard you cluck around a few times.
Brr?
Again, I'll let you two fight out who I was talking to.
Uh-huh.
Hey Jess, I saw a picture today, and I was laughing as I was looking at it because it made me kind of think of you and your horses. Somebody made a hat for the horses that always did bad, and it said Elmer's glue.
Man, I threatened mine. I used to threaten mine with that all the time. It never worked.
Oh no. Unlike Tater was talking, he said he's got like a turkey, chickens, duck, and a goose. And he goes, when the goose acts up, he's like, he's ready to cook that thing. And it's like, what are you gonna tell the kids? Same thing I tell them to the other one. They flew away.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
My in-laws got some ducks. And I told them they just needed to name it Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter.
Yeah.
You're missing one. They have 4.
4th of July.
4th of July. Yep, there you go.
You know what? Halloween. We'll just name it. We'll have a Halloween duck.
No, you got Labor Day, Memorial Day. Those are barbecue.
Yeah.
Those are cookout days. It's
Look, I live in the South. Just about any time's a cookout day.
I was gonna say we went over to a friend's house for Christmas, and well, it was between Christmas and New Year's, and he invited us over for dinner, and this old boy lived up in West Virginia at the time. He goes, okay. So we get there, and it's like, well, okay, so where's all the food? And he goes, oh, we're gonna fire up the grill, and we're talking like a good 1 foot of snow on the ground. It's like, really, gonna barbecue in this?
dude.
We've done it.
That's our Christmas tradition now. We started it during COVID. In 2020 when COVID had first started and all that. Christmas time we didn't have a whole lot of people over at our house. I think it was just me, Jess, and my mom. It might have been a couple of other people, but we did steaks and baked potatoes, and that has been our tradition the last 5 years. We're going on this year be year five of doing uh steak and potatoes
Oh
for
yeah.
Christmas. Not easy cleanup, you know. You ain't got to worry about making the mac and cheese, the dressing. We had that at Thanksgiving. Let's do something different for Christmas.
Yeah, we normally do like I think it's tenderloin is what we normally do. We've been doing that uh, for a good
I love a good
good
tenderloin.
good 7 years now. It's like good tenderloin and like the roasted Brussels sprout and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, no one here is really a turkey fanatic. Me myself, I'm more of a ham type person, so that's what I would prefer to have. I mean, I'll have a
We
turkey
like
sandwich
ham.
on. Yeah, I'll have a turkey sandwich on Thanksgiving, but that's about it.
I got offered up. They when we were over at I went to my mom's for fourth, and they were talking about who's cooking what for Thanksgiving, and I got offered to fry the turkey this year. I was asked to cook the turkey,
So you gonna deep
so I'll
fry it?
be yeah, buddy. That's the only way to do it.
I only deep fried one turkey, and I mean, this is way back in the '90s when it was just becoming popular. And let's just say the fire department was involved.
So there's a good way. I don't know if you know this. There's a good way to know if you're gonna have like. I'm assuming it was due to spillover of the oil.
Yes. It was due to the spillover of the oil, and the bird was still a little wet.
So what you're supposed to do is, or at least this is what we do, is we'll get the turkey, put the turkey in, and fill the boiler up with water. So actually, we'll fill the boiler up first, then put the turkey in, just to see where the line's going to be. So then, once we know about how much water we're supposed to have, we'll mark that off, and we'll put that much oil in when we're ready to fry the turkey. That
Oh,
way,
okay.
you don't have to worry about boil over. You got just enough grease to cover the turkey, and you ain't got to worry about it boiling over.
Yeah, well, like I said, this was, back when they were just coming out. So it's like, nobody knew all these little, TikToks and all this other crap that, you can do
But we
along the
didn't,
way.
man. We didn't see none of that on the internet. It was something that, like, just kind of like common sense shit. You know how that goes around here. Ain't got much of it. Uh,
Yeah.
just common sense. Hey, maybe we should probably measure this and make sure we're not gonna burn the fucking house down.
Yeah. Our only saving grace is, we had a pretty good size open field that we were smart enough not to do it next to the house. So it's like at least we had
I've
that
done it.
going
I've
for
done
us.
it in the garage. I've done it under my carport. I've done it in places that if it got out of control, it was burning whatever down.
Yeah. Hey Hunter, how's it going, man?
Shut up, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I know Tater wanted to have a barbecue session, so we're going to have to table maybe for a record one because his work schedule and everything.
I saw he said in the chat that he'll be off for the next 3 to 4 weeks after Thursday.
Oh, okay.
I'll be willing to join y'all for some barbecue talk.
Yeah, because I know you're what, wood pellet now?
No, I
Or
am a side smoker with charcoal and wood chips.
okay, because you know
I,
you
I'm
know
I'm
me.
old school, having to actually fight the smoke and fight the temperature.
Yeah, you know
Look, I'm
me.
down for a good barbecue.
I'm the Hank Hill of the bunch, so you know I got the propane. But
And propane
I've been
accessories.
yep, I've been fighting that one right now because you know my
That
grill
ain't
fell over
smoking.
twice. Well, I don't have a smoker. I only have a grill. You know,
Yeah, well,
you
you
can
can't talk about smoking.
well you can smoke in a grill because you can buy those like a tin pans and you can put your chips in there and then let them do it that way. So I mean, yeah, I guess in a way you can, but you
No,
know,
you might as well just be cooking in the house with that damn
no, because that's
propane grill.
electric. No, because that's all electric, and I have definitely burned something in. I can't cook on electric to save my soul. But
I didn't think you could cook to save your soul, but
oh, you seen my porter keg down here?
yeah, I just figured that was from all your fast food adventures.
Oh no, uh, yeah,
Y'all
I
eat out
do
12 days a week.
used to, not anymore. Um, a lot of ours has been you know home cooking and grilling, especially in the last week. Um,
What you Yankees know about grilling?
I'm not a Yankee.
I know you're not. I'm just messing with you.
I'm deeper south than you are.
Yeah, but not really deeper south than me.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've lived in Texas for a while too.
Yeah, but you're more of that Oklahoma boy.
Yeah, but I'll admit though, you know, I've kind of lost a little bit of my Okie, not like that, you know, um, everlasting roast of Polly there, you know, because he went through all that trouble to do that brisket or whatever. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna take pictures." He never did.
Well, I also heard that he used a certain seasoning on it that
Yes, the
Tater
worst of the
Tater did
worst.
Tater didn't agree with.
Yep, the worst of the worst when it comes to
So
seasoning.
I'm sure he'll get ragged on that episode. What seasoning was it? Because Hunter couldn't
Kinder's,
remember. Ah,
it was Kinder's. Oh, it might have been Hunter that I was talking
ah
with about the fireworks back home with the big long
man,
pumps.
I would not have used Kinder's for smoking. Kinder's is good on like a steak,
No,
but
he
for smoking,
Polly was even trying to say Kinder's had good dipping sauce for like chicken. It's like no, that shit is the grossest of the gross.
my favorite to smoke with, and I can't remember the name brand. Uh, but it has coffee, garlic, uh, coffee, garlic, and one other seasoning. Uh, but do you know how good coffee flavored stuff is when you smoke? How good of a bark coffee gives off of
Well,
off of barbecue?
I mean, I could see it if I knew how they roasted the bean, because how they roast the bean's gonna have the different flavor also.
So this is like real ground up coffee,
Hmm.
and it's got the garlic and everything. It's a seasoning. It's got it all mixed in all together. So it's real fine coffee. But boy, I tell you, it is so good. And that bark has so much flavor.
Do you know what type of wood they use for the bark?
Well, no, I'm talking about the barbecue, barbecue
Oh, okay.
bark.
Well, no, I mean, so I mean, there. I thought that they probably put a little bit of put a little bit of bark in the seasoning to give it a little extra.
No, like when I smoke, I'm using depending on what it is. I like using cherry a lot, and I've used apple. Depending on what I'm cooking, but doing like a Boston butt, man, that coffee rubbed on that, so dang good.
So is this something that you can buy like in a store, or is this something you have to make yourself, like a
The,
special,
the
herbs and
seasoning.
spice? Yeah.
Hang on, let me look it up.
I mean, if you find it or whatever, go ahead and just post the link in our Discord, and if you want it, you can go ahead and join the Discord. The link I just verified also is in our description of this podcast.
So it's actually Weber that makes it. I hadn't posted it anywhere, but it's got garlic, ancho. Uh, oh, that's still not the one. Hang on. Okay, it's called Sweet Heat Rub, and it's made by Pit Boss, and it's garlic, coffee, and molasses.
Okay.
Because I've gotten it
Uh,
from Walmart. Post the link.
okay.
Where you want the link at?
Just go ahead and put it in the Discord. We can put it into the front porch. And if people are watching, they can click on the link in our description to our Discord.
I almost was going to say molasses earlier, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, that's what it is. Garlic, coffee, and molasses. And if you look at the link that I posted, you can't even tell that like that's coffee.
Okay.
That is one of my favorite seasonings when I'm smoking meat.
Let's see if I can pull it up here real quick on Pit Boss Sweet Heat Rub.
Yep. I've done this on steaks too. Uh, seared them on both sides, wrapped them in aluminum foil. It's turned out really good doing it that way too, with the same seasoning.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our Walmart says not available.
Yeah, it don't surprise me.
Yeah. Shipping not available, pickup not available, and delivery is not available. Never fails.
Actually, I wonder if they don't carry it anymore because it's showing that it's not available in my area either.
So Pit Boss is the one who made it. So
It says
let's
visit
see.
Walmart says visit the Pit Boss store. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is not in my area anymore. I wonder if they dropped Pit Boss or it's a seasonal thing, which you would think would be the season.
Yeah, you would think this would be the season right now. So let's see. Pit Boss.
Pit
What
Boss
was
doesn't even have it anymore.
Sweet Heat?
Yeah, they don't even have it anymore.
It says you can get it on Amazon. You can get 11.5 ounce 1 pack multicolored bottle of it. I love how they always do that. For $9.99. Yep.
Get on
In
damn
stock,
Walmart.
and it'll be delivery for. I can order it now, and it could be delivered here by July the 14th. Shipped and sold by Zammy. But that's like, we were kind of shocked all the way up here that our hometown barbecue sauce was actually being
Dude, that
sold in the store.
what size did you say that was?
11, 11.5 ounce.
Okay, I was going to say there. Uh, that's a not a steal at all. Get it on their. It's a 6 ounce one on their website for $5.99.
$5.99. Yeah. Well, see, that's one thing I'm nuts about Walmart. Walmart has been cutting back on a lot of brands lately, and they've been focusing on their like everyday value brands. So if they can make it cheaper themselves, they're going to sell their brand and tell everybody else to go off.
Well, the thing was, you couldn't find. So this seasoning, the pitball seasonings were seasonal at Walmart. You could not buy the pitball seasonings year round. They're not kept over with the regular spices in Walmart stores. They're kept over by the charcoal and all
Oh,
the
okay.
grilling accessories. So this was is a seasonal thing.
So that means that they probably only get a limited quantity per store, and so once it sells out, it sells out.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes sense down that line, but I mean, like one of my favorite deals is uh Heinz's Buffalo Ranch. I eat that stuff like crazy with chicken and everything else, but they stopped
Isn't
selling
that
it.
the one you add more hot sauce into when you used to get it?
No, uh, that's when I used to make it myself. I used to take a bottle of ranch and pour buffalo wing sauce into it and mix it up and do it. Then all of a sudden they started making it, and it's like, well, shit, why am I spending double the money? I can just buy one and be done. Because I mean, I love the vinegar taste of buffalo's wing sauce. I mean, and it's got just enough spice, and then the ranch is more mellow, so it just makes it just right. But Hidden Valley Ranch started coming out with one. I don't know what buffalo sauce they use in it, but that shit will take your breath away.
I don't care for Hidden Valley. There's not much even Hidden Valley Ranch itself. I don't care for.
Yeah,
I would much rather go out and buy a bottle of Great Value buttermilk dressing and eat the cheap Walmart one over the Hidden Valley one.
yeah. See, that's
I
like,
feel like they've changed their recipe.
yeah, I'm more of a like a Wishbone or a Ken's. I
I
love
love
Ken's
some
dressing.
Ken's. Love Ken's steakhouse dressing. Just can't stand it. That is some of my favorite uh, ranch dressing.
Oh yeah, and
But you're
then
gonna
that's
pay $6 or $7, for a damn bottle of it.
yeah. I mean, that's like the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I can drink that stuff by the gallon, and same thing with their honey mustard sauce.
Have you tried Cattleman's barbecue sauce?
No, I haven't. Do they? Well, the
Uh,
question is, do they even sell it up here? That's the deal.
maybe.
Cattleman's barbecue sauce.
So the
Nope.
best one is their Carolina tangy gold. Like if you ever
Uh,
make some barbecue meatballs or barbecue
base
weenies,
barbecue.
man,
No, it's all shipping up here. I guess it's just
it's
something that's. I mean, that's normally why a lot of it is. Yeah, your camera's going fuzzy, fuzzy, wuzzy. Um, that's why
There-
I stick with like Sweet Baby Ray's because it's like I can go to literally any store up here and get, I can buy it by a gallon jug, I can buy it by the quart, I can buy it by a little tiny itty bitty bottle. I can just buy as much as I want, and it's got a good flavor.
It's because them Yankees up there don't like seasoning.
Yeah, that's half. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's like, I was shocked about a year ago when I walked into a Giant, which is one of the biggest stores up here, and I found my literally hometown barbecue sauce on the shelf. That's Head Country. It's like that's something you never buy outside of Oklahoma. You ask somebody, hey, you have any Head Country? What the hell's that? And it's like, then but Danny and CR, they sold the company about 2 years ago to another company out of Kansas City. So they got bigger marketing now and everything else. Yeah, I mean, I can buy it all day long on Amazon.
Oh, they sold it to the mafia. I got you.
Pretty much. The barbecue mafia. That's what we need to do. We need to start another podcast called the Barbecue Mafia.
Just all night, long live streams of us all taking a crack at smoking meats,
Yep.
staying up
Uh,
drinking beer all night with each other.
yep. And sitting there seeing how bad Polly can butcher another brisket. I thought he'd be on
Brisket's
tonight.
brisket is too damn expensive to be playing around with.
Oh yeah.
Play around with a cheaper meat. You know,
Yep. That's like, if you're gonna learn to grill or barbecue, start with your basics, then work your way up.
the first thing I started with was rib, and then I moved
Yep.
on to Boston butt. Actually, I think I did my Boston butt before I did my ribs. But I've been around a bunch. You know the area I'm from. I'm from Memphis.
Oh yeah.
I've been around some folks that can grill and that can barbecue. And
Hmm.
I've stayed up many a nights with some older folks, watching them smoke meat. And was like, "Yep, I think I can do it."
Yep. I mean, that's like, it's been a long time since I even thought about, grilling a hamburger on a grill. And so, but when I always did it, it was fresh meat. So it's like you go to the store, you get the hamburger rings out, and you make your patties, and then you put them on the grill, and then they cook. Uh, this weekend was the first time I ever did a frozen hamburger. Well, let's say the first ones turned out to be hockey pucks because didn't know the correct way on how to cook frozen meat on a grill.
There's a trick to that.
There is a trick. The
There's a
second
trick to make them. There's a trick to make them plump up too. Like
is there?
even them being frozen.
Yeah.
There's a there's a trick to making them plump up.
Well, I know you
Uh,
don't squish them down at all with the spatula. I did figure that one out.
Ice
You
cubes.
ice cubes.
Put an ice cube in the center of it.
Is that while they're still
It'll
frozen, or is it as soon as
Yeah,
they get
you can do
done?
it. You can do it while it's still frozen, but let it cook for a little bit, and then put an ice cube. Don't do it completely frozen. Put them on, let them kind of thaw out as you're cooking them,
Hmm.
and stick an ice cube where you can kind of poke it down in it, and it'll suck up that moisture and it'll plump that burger up.
Okay. I've got
I've
6 left, so I'm going to try that. Because I've been working on my gas grill because it fell over twice, so I'm getting orange and yellow flame,
camera.
and I've cleaned everything. I've reset the valves. I'm still getting it, so I'm wondering if I got a bad valve, if it hit wrong or something. But I will definitely try that.
It's not going to make it like fat, you know, but it'll help the shrinkage because the pre-made frozen ones shrink up quite a bit.
Yeah.
It'll help shrinkage and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the second go was a little too red for me. But the third one turned out just right because it was all about timing. So I mean, it's just, you got to know how hot to get the grill and everything. Like the first time, it was like I had everything set on a medium heat all the way through, a 15-minute hot grill, threw them on, and it's just, everything on a medium grill. Well, I've learned with the last one to start them out on a high heat, get that melting process going, get that good sear going. Then, as soon as the juices start forming and they're thawed, drop the heat to half, and then flip them, and then finish cooking them out. And they stay nice, plump, and juicy at that point. That's what I found.
Man, I'm so used to a charcoal grill. Uh, you don't throw anything on that grill. Doesn't matter what it is until that grill's 350 degrees.
Yeah.
It,
350 degrees in in a propane will take about 15 minutes.
so that might help you to kind of give you a premise. You want your grill to maintain about 350 degrees.
Yeah.
I've watched my dial go around 3 or 4 times, getting that joker hot.
They put thermometers on charcoal grills still.
Yes, they do.
They only go up to what, 100 degrees.
They go up to 500 degrees. Like I said, I've watched mine spin around a few times.
Do a little
I've had my grill hot.
do little cremations out there, are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh, it's it's grilling is an art.
This
I don't care
camera
what anybody says.
getting on my
Yeah, I know.
nerves. Can't even move, and it
Yep.
wants to blur up.
Well, that's like, your microphone is highly detailed.
Yeah. I finally got my camera quality somewhat decent.
Yeah, it's probably because you don't have a lot of light really coming in. You got your monitors and everything kind of, illuminating you.
Well, I normally have my little lamp in the background on,
Yeah.
but like always, seen you in here and was like, can't leave him by himself.
I'm getting used to it. I mean, that's one of the deals of not really having a co-host here. It's like, uh keeps you on your toes. It's called improv and winging it like hell.
That was my problem. I had autofocus turned on.
Ah,
There, autofocus is turned off.
I was gonna say, I saw you zoom in, zoom out, zoom in.
Yeah, I was trying to pick the best focus. Like that's all the way up, but that's all the way down. That's about a quarter of the way.
So, what camera are you using for that?
It's the Razer Kaio, I think is what it's called. I can adjust my pan. I can tilt my camera just from the app.
Oh,
This is
okay.
just using the video broadcast, making all these adjustments with it.
Yeah. That's like I'm using my old Sony camcorder hooked into my old Elgato to get clean US HDMI in HDMI to USB-C. But I mean, hey, it's like old equipment. Might as well reuse it, right?
Might as well.
I mean, it's
And
full
you say
1080.
you say old equipment, and that's mine and Hunter's current camera for Two Drunks in a Bottle.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's still a good camera because I mean, you get HDMI out, you have DC, AC power going into it, so you don't have to have a battery. You got a screen, you can see what you actually have, and then the video can sit there and cut out all the bullshit.
Yep.
And I mean, it's perfect. I mean, and I got a specialty tripod that it sits on. It's very, very small. It's just literally like a monopole with 3 little legs on it that just puts it right there. So I can adjust the height up, I can adjust the height down. Um, the video decides it wants me just to have a big ass head here because it's like, hey, that's what the big important thing is. It's like, okay, NVIDIA, I'm not going to screw with your ass. By the way, this is last year's mug. This thing is a freaking beast. I can put 2 cups of ice in that thing, and that ice will last me all damn day.
Jessie got me she got me a Stanley beer stein. So that cup that you see me drinking out of on like whenever we're just shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can fit 2 beers in that stein, and they will stay cold all night. Like if I babysat just those 2 beers in that stein, they'd stay cold all night.
Yeah.
Using it for everything, not just beer. Actually, I still have the cup on my desk. We had Zaxby's last night, and I had poured that drink off in there, and then took my cup to bed with me. Got up this morning, took a swig out of it, and it was still ice cold. And it doesn't have a top.
No top at all?
Oh, it's open top.
So it's just sidewalled, insulated. That's it.
The inside is stainless steel.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the way this is. It's like a hard metal on the outside, but it's stainless on the inside. And I mean, I'm literally holding it right now, and I can feel the cold on here. And like when I wash it, I have to literally run cold water on it because it retains the heat from the hot water.
Now, I bought her it might be the same size as that. Might be a little bit bigger. Is that bought her a Stanley? She got on that train wanting a Stanley.
Yeah,
And
this
she
is
uses
a
that
Stanley
joker
knockoff.
all the time.
Yeah, this company is called TAL. I bought it at like Walmart or Target because I didn't want to spend the $89 for the Stanley version of it. And but yeah, this one here, it's got the I think it's a 40 ounce insulated cup. But yeah.
Oh, you got trouble in your chat.
Oh, who do we have? Yeah. Well, talking about grilling, we got the Polish kid there. The Polish hot dog, right?
I mean, I'd prefer a beer brat over a Polish sausage.
Yeah, I'm more German myself. Yep, I'll take a brat any day.
Not to get confused with a brat. That he's also one of those.
Yes, that is true. Can you
I don't
be
want
a
him to get
Polish brat?
confused.
Can you be a Polish brat? That's got me wondering now.
Now got you pondering.
This is ponderous, man. Really ponderous. Yes, I remember that song.
Polish brat. Actually, yes. They're known as kielbasas.
Okay. Well, I mean, that fits. I mean, his name is Cosmotek, so we can call him Kapasas now.
Oh man, that was perfect.
Oh, it was.
All I typed in was Polish brat, and it said Polish brats, also known as kibasas. Uh, yeah, he
Oh,
said
wait.
kibasi. Kibasi.
Kibasi.
Gotta have some mustard on it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Some mustard and
what?
onions.
Yeah, so that's the question, Cosmotech. What type of mustard do you all use over there? Do you use regular mustard, or is a more of a spicy mustard, or what type?
I feel like it's a deli mustard.
Yeah, I can just see Cosmotech pulling up. Pardon me, sir. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
I'm a French's yellow mustard kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know,
French's.
I like eating Vienna sausages, and
Oh,
that's
with
what I dip.
mustard.
That's what I dip my Vienna sausages in is yellow mustard. Only if it's the original. If it's the hot and spicy one, which is my favorite one to get, those don't need anything.
Yeah. See. Okay. So I like. I don't do the hot and spicy. I just only do the original. The barbecue ones. Oh my god! Just feed them to your dog and let them fart. That's all I can say.
The
With the
which ones?
original, the
Barbecue
barbecue
sauce?
ones.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
those are nasty.
Um.
He said he doesn't like mustard,
Well,
but his grandma
which
has
is
like 12 different mustard.
12 different mustards. Okay, so we kind of got something now in common with your grandma because we like mustard. Um, but for Vienna
Well, his
sausages,
grandma's British.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, his grandma's British.
Well, he's British too, but he won't admit to it. You have
Frenchie and old
French's
man.
and old man over here. So,
This old
but
man.
I have no clue. I have never heard of that one. But I do know that for my Vienna sausages, yes, mustard, uh, drowning in mustard is good, and also the buffalo ranch sauce. Just putting that in there and just letting them marinate in that too, all day. My entire bloodline is Slavic and Polish, but you were born not in Poland, so you can't be Polish.
We might as well give up trying to explain that to him. It
Yeah, I
doesn't.
know.
It doesn't get through his thick skull.
Hey, son, just remember, it's probably tea time. Go make your kettle of tea.
And eat some crumpets.
I could use some
Or
fish
is
and
it
chips right
or is it
now.
biscuit time?
It's probably biscuit time. And no, we're not talking about the Hungry Man Jack biscuits either. But yeah, I could go for some good old fashioned fish and chips right now. No tea time is at 11. Okay, so it's in 30 minutes, my time, and an hour and
not
30 for BB.
not quite. Not quite.
So I've been trying to get a hold of our wonderful
It's
cast
4:30 in the
member.
morning in Poland right
4:30.
now.
Yeah, well, he should be in bed.
Well,
he
he's cleft up right now.
no, that's true. 11 a.m. for you, 11/p.m. users. I use military time.
So now he's
No, you
claiming to
don't.
be American.
You don't use military time. You don't use Zulu time. You use coordinated time. Universal coordinated time. At the tone, the time will be.
You
Yes, I do
remember?
remember this.
You remember when there was a TV channel dedicated to telling you the time?
Oh yeah, I remember
Ours, I
when
think,
we
was channel 21 on cable, and it was just
ours
like local everything, but would tell you what the time was.
ours was channel 18, and it would literally show you. It was the camera that would pan back and forth between thermometer, barometer, humidity, and a clock. And it would just go back and forth. That's all it would do.
Ours was a little scroll bar on the bottom that you would have to wait for the scroll bar to get to what the time was, but everything else was like, welcome to Phillips County uh, TV network, or whatever it was called, because it was like a pink screen.
What's he saying there? Hold on a second. I gotta bring this down. Oh, blah blah, whatever, buddy. Geez, dictionary man over here. Dictionary man. Do you even know what a dictionary is? Those are books. You can't use those anymore.
What are books?
Exactly. What's a library?
Isn't that where you go to get on the computer if you're too poor to own one?
No, you normally go to the adult education center for that.
Normally, I just go to Best Buy. I thought that's what you meant by library.
Yeah. Um, what's a Best Buy?
No, if I would have told you like Circuit City, then you could have been. You could have
There
said,
we
What's a
go.
What's a Circuit City?"
Yeah, Circuit City.
Or an H.
Uh,
Gregg.
no, our H. Gregg was a bust. Okay, so the funny thing is, H. Gregg moved in to where Circuit City was. So we're thinking, oh, great. We got another electronics store coming in to replace, Circuit City. Because they just literally remodeled the Circuit City before they went out of business. I mean, they literally shut down for 6 months, tore the building down, rebuilt the building, and moved back in.
That's what
And
ours was too. Ours was a Circuit City before it became H. Gregg.
then so we thought H. Gregg bought Circuit City. That's just the way we were wired to think. It's like because it was like almost overnight, and I went into H. Gregg, and it was nothing but freaking appliances. It was like Sears, but like a Sears, but more crappy appliances. And then all of a sudden, across the street, Best Buy started selling appliances. It's like, wait. You're an electronics store. You're an appliance store. Keep it that way. But now it's like Best Buy says, no, we're going to just sell everything except for
Yep.
DVDs.
They
Our
used to have one of the biggest. Best Buy used
selection.
to have one of the biggest selections of CDs
Yep.
and DVDs. If you couldn't find it at your local Walmart, Best Buy more than likely had it.
Yep. Now it's the other way around. The only place around here that sells DVDs or CDs is Walmart.
I thought
Uh,
Walmart stopped selling CDs.
Ours, yeah, okay, yeah, they stopped selling the CDs, but they still sell DVDs. Target sells the CDs and vinyl records, but they don't sell DVDs.
Target stopped selling DVDs. I didn't know Target
Yes,
stopped selling DVDs.
yes, ours stopped selling DVDs October of last year.
Does it make you miss Radio Shack at all? You miss Radio Shack?
Every freaking day. I could go into Radio Shack and be able to say I need this particular resistor and get that particular resistor. Now I have to go and find it on Amazon and pray that it's of good quality. Because that's the last thing I need is a resistor or a capacitor to freaking blow up on my project. Especially if I'm fixing something.
Reminds me of when I don't know if you ever did it, but GameStop, if you'd go in and they weren't real busy, remember how they had like the Xbox station, PlayStation station, like you could actually play a game in store. Like they had little boxes, kind of like Walmart back when Walmart had the TVs above uh, each of the stations, and you can play whatever game they had in the console at the time.
Yeah, our GameStops never had the games where you could play them. And it's because, number one, they were always too damn busy. And number two, the kids up here would have freaking destroyed them in a heartbeat.
Well, ours, if it wasn't too busy, you could actually get them to put in the game you were trying to buy, and you could actually play a little bit of it before you bought it to see if you wanted to buy it. But of course, they would do like around the midnight releases and stuff. They would have the game prior to the one being released being able to be played that night, like on
Yeah.
Call of Duty nights and stuff like that. You'd be up. They used to host tournaments up there at our local one at midnight releases. You go in and do a LAN party in freaking GameStop.
Oh man, it's been forever since I've been to a LAN party. Good gravy. I remember lugging the rig in and the old CRT monitors and everything else just to play a little COD.
CRTs are coming back.
Don't tell me that. I just got rid of my my ViewSonic
There's
19-inch monitor.
there's a uh there's a market for it. Like us talking about it, I'm gonna see it on Facebook now. Where they're talking about like CRT2s, uh, and how they got one of those and how nostalgic it is, and they've got all their uh old original consoles hooked up to it, and that it was like the best quality ever. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Actually thinking that that is still like up to par.
Yeah, I had a ViewSonic 19-inch, 120 hertz CRT monitor. I back in the day, like 2005, I shelled out like $600 for that monitor. And it was impossible to find a video card that could actually put out 120 hertz on that monitor. But it was needed for the 3D glasses that I had, because I had, those automatic polarized 3D glasses, and I could literally watch 3D movies on my computer at that time.
I mean, good for you being able to see 3D.
Smart ass.
That takes two eyes.
Yeah. Well,
They haven't made 3D. They haven't made 3D glasses work for one-eyed people.
Well, that's where you need to step up to the ball and figure out something, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I remember the old paper ones, and my mom like one of the very first. I can't even remember what 3D movie it was. Oh, it was probably Shark Boy and Lava Girl or Kid. No,
Dark Boy and Lava Girl 3 in 3D.
no. Spy Kids. It was probably Spy Kids 3.
Yes. Yeah.
and at home, it was one of the first 3D movies you could watch at home, and it came with 3D glasses.
Mhm.
And my mom was like, "Just fold them in half. That should work." Because it was the paper ones.
Yeah.
Just fold them in half. That should work. No, that didn't work either.
No.
Um, I know, like growing up with Hunter and them, we'd go to the movies and they'd want to go see a 3D movie, and I would get I would go to the front as I'm buying my ticket and tell them I can't see 3D. I don't even need the glasses, and I'd get the discounted rate, like just regular Showtime tickets, because I couldn't see 3D. The only thing the glasses helped was uh it took the blurriness away from it, because if you didn't wear the glasses, the
Yeah,
movie
it'd
was
be
distorted.
blurry. Yeah. That's what I hate about the polarized versions of 3D. I mean, because I mean, I wear these stupid things, so I don't get to enjoy the movie without having a major headache because the polarized don't fit over glasses. The 3D ones, I can at least put them in between the glasses and the other and get the color correction that way. But going to like a theme park or something like that sucked. Um, I've been thinking about ordering a pair of the red and the cyan ones because I've got a lot of the 3D movies in my MB collection, and I just and get them in my prescription, so I don't have to keep swapping them out or whatever. I can just sit there and watch the movie that way. But I mean, it's not that expensive. It's just whatever it costs for my deal. Then there's a company that will take the even these and just do the right tints and be done with it. But mm, not high on my food chain at this time. If I want to watch true 3D now, I fire up the MetaQuest, and I mean that's. I'll tell you right now, that's some freaky shit right there. Watching a 3D 360 movie is enough to scare the living shit out of you, especially if you're on a roller coaster.
Hmm.
You've seen those videos out there where people've got the meta headsets on and they're walking a 2x4 and they're on the freaking ground. There's ground all the way around them. And they're like, going weeble wobble and everything. And the wife comes up and just barely taps him and he jumps and he's like trying to free fall. That shit's real.
We did it to my mom uh when Hunter first got his. She's my mom is afraid of heights, and we got her to walk the plank. We brought the plank in, calibrated it up with the glasses and everything, and got her to walk the plank. Yeah, she wasn't too happy when she got pushed off.
Yeah, because I get vertigo and extremely afraid of heights just by watching somebody on YouTube. My stomach falls. It's like I'm ready to throw up. Yeah, I watched somebody said, "Hey, check out this cool video of this guy replacing a light bulb on top of a 1,000-foot tower." I said, "Okay, yeah, what?" And it's like, he's wearing a freaking GoPro helmet cam and looking around, and the stupid asshole looked down. It's like, you asshole.
You so you couldn't watch that movie Fall then,
No.
because they that movie, they climbed uh one of them towers and got stuck at the top of it. The ladder broke off, and they were stuck on the top of that on top of the damn thing,
Uh,
continuously looking down.
yeah, no.
Because I think it was like over a mile
Mm-mm.
tall.
Yeah, no, nope, 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 nope.
I can't remember
There,
exactly where it was, but it's like one of the largest towers in the world that the movie was based off of.
Well, the largest one used to be KWTV9's tower in Oklahoma City. And that's what KW TV or KWTV, and it stood for the world's tallest TV tower. But it's been long since surpassed by other
So
ones. I
this
think it
the
was in
the,
Poland.
the movie was based off of the KXTV KOVR tower in Walnut Grove, California.
Oh shit, that's up
Uh,
on top of a mountain too.
and it was 2,000 feet tall.
Yeah, almost a mile. Wait, how long is how large?
It's one of the tallest structures in the U.S. The B-67 tower.
Yeah, it's half a mile tall. 1 mile is 528 feet.
Even then, man, holy crap!
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
get I get nervous going on the damn scissor lift at work and just being
20 feet.
20 30 feet
Yeah,
in the air.
yeah. See, but if I go in like an observation tower, I'm okay.
Yeah, because your feet are firm.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I can go on a roller coaster. And I'm okay, also too. But I'm sitting down, and that's controlled chaos. Is what a roller coaster is.
You ain't got no control.
Well,
You're completely out of control.
well, you know it's safe. You know that the roller
Is,
coaster is not gonna go
is
flying.
it?
It's not gonna do
Is it?
this. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
yeah, yeah.
you ain't seen the Final Destination where track comes loose.
Well, it. I'm not the person that's gonna be going out and going to the action park theme park. With Johnny Knoxville running the damn show.
Oh, I absolutely would.
Oh, you probably would.
I absolutely would.
You're the type of guy that would hand me your cell phone, at your own funeral and text everybody and say thanks for coming too.
That would be kind of cool. Would you do that?
Yeah, in a New York minute.
Whichever one of us dies first, we'll make sure to do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let me jot that down and here. Let me put that in the chat.
Yeah, the Johnny Knoxville one was called Action Point. That was a very funny movie. But the Action Point was actually based off of a true park that was in the 70s and early 80s. What did you put in there? Notation: text from Steve's phone at his funeral says thanks to everyone for coming. Yep, that's the way it ought to be.
Just so we can come back to this live stream. Go ahead and pin the message too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so it's at the top.
But I like how you say just my funeral because you think I'm going to be the first one to go.
Well, I mean, this is your podcast, so on my next podcast, you can make the same comment. And pin it.
Yeah, will that be an unfiltered or should that be on a Two Drunks in a Bottle?
I'm more likely to die in the airing of a Two Drunks.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Alcohol poisoning, that's a bitch, bro.
Well, one thing about it, you don't have to be embalmed. You already be pickled.
I already am. What are you talking about?
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
that that movie was based off of that though.
yeah,
That was a good movie.
it was a good
I
movie.
I, I absolutely would go. I'm telling
Yeah, I mean, I love Johnny Knoxville anyway. So anything that guy does or did, I should say, because he's permanent retired now. Uh, it's you know, I I would go just to sit there with the camera and record the stupidness.
you.
You know,
I didn't know he was. I thought he just retired from Jackass. I thought that's all that he retired from. I
yeah.
didn't think he retired from acting.
No, well, he can't do any more stunts. Period. Um, after Jackass 4, he went from having jet black hair to silver hair just in the filming of that. And after the bull got him, um, and he woke up like 2 weeks later in a hospital, didn't know how the hell he got there. Doctor said, "That's it. Next one's going to kill you."
Well, the newest Jackass. Four wasn't the newest one. I don't think.
Yeah, Jackass Forever.
Yeah, Jackass Forever.
Yeah.
So pretty much they were passing the torch. That's what the whole movie was based
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It's pretty much them passing the torch to the next generation. They've gotten too old. And it was like their final hoorah.
Yeah. I mean, Steve-O, he still does this stupid shit every once in a while, but you don't really see much of him anymore
He's dialed
either.
his stuff back a whole lot.
Yeah.
The last thing the last recent thing that I remember him doing was taping himself to the billboard in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I I don't remember seeing that.
That was a few years ago. It was 2 or 3 years ago. He was advertising his own show that he was getting ready to partake in, and literally taped himself to the billboard.
That kind of sounds like something Chris Angel would do.
They had to get the damn fire department out there and everything to get him down.
Yeah, knowing that idiot, he's probably in a skin leopard's speedo too.
I think he was butt naked.
Yep.
I'm almost certain he was naked.
That's yeah.
Let's see,
Then
Steve.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, so it was his own
Uh,
show, Steve O'Gnarly, for his promo stunt. He wasn't naked, he was in some underwear. I thought he was naked.
oh, you got a thing here. Well, let's see what we got. Yeah. Uh,
That was in 2020.
well, you do know that he has been diagnosed with bipolar also. That's new. Well, actually 2008 when that diagnosis came out. So that kind of explains a lot of his stupidness. But what does it say? Gnarly and Jackass Resurgence is what he's been doing since then. He's got a book out called The Hard Kick in the Nuts and What I've Learned from a Lifetime of Terrible Decisions. To me, that
Didn't
sounds
he?
more like a podcast name.
Didn't he lose one of his? He lost one of his nuts. I'm pretty sure.
He probably has.
Was it him or is it Dunn that lost one of his nuts? Hunter
No,
would know.
I don't think it was done.
Hunter says Steve-O's been doing tours here lately. But yeah, that's about it. And he also did a mobile billboard where they were literally driving down the road with him taped.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, not really much on his radar. Um, Pontus
It was Dave.
was
It was Dave England.
Dave England. Yeah. Dave has taken one too many for the team. That's for damn sure. And then you got the dancing stripper Pontus. But yeah, those, I mean, I could sit there and, like I said, watch, hold on. Pardon me. I could sit there and watch, Johnny Knoxville and all his movies, like Bad Grandpa. That was hilarious, especially when he took the casket and went to an all black church and did the funeral and dropped Granny on the ground. The only person that knew about what was going to happen was the actual funeral director, because he knew that it was not a real person, or a dead person, but a real person, but not dead in the casket. And you know, just imagine trying to get that many people to go to someone's funeral that is not somebody and then something bad like that happens. Then afterwards, trying to get a immediate release signed by all those people. I mean, that's like 3 impossibles in a row.
Somehow they would do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. Somehow they would do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally don't understand how they got away with half the stuff they did in Bad Grandpa. I mean, that's just, blows my mind.
Even Bad Grandpa was dialed back. Like, what wasn't nowhere near as edgy as how they've gone in the past.
Yeah.
Like MTV, there's no way MTV would be able to sign Jackass now to what it
Oh
was when it
no.
was on MTV 20 years ago.
Yeah, that is true. They've well, that takes us back into, our culture cancel and all that other good stuff too. It's like, we used to have a lot better TV than anything that we ever seen uh, now. And it's like I was looking at some of the stuff and it's like we should be able to do this again. Or we should be able to do that. And it's like, but our society, or I should say our tribalism, is not much on any of that.
Hunter and I watched a movie on uh, Amazon a couple weeks ago that we had never seen it. This movie came out in 2011. It had Christopher Maloney in it. The guy that played in Law and Order Special Victims Unit. He's played in a few things, but the movie was Lapoon's movie, and that was one of the most edgy movies.
Wait, you kind of broke out on there. What was the name of the movie?
Dirty Movie.
Dirty Movie?
It came out in 2011. It was a National Lapoon's movie.
Oh, that says it all right there.
uh the movie is about an outrageous cut rate producer uh trying to fulfill his lifelong dream to make a movie about the most offensive, dirtiest jokes ever told. And the whole movie's pretty much like skits. But it was one of the most edgy movies. And me and Hunter are like, how did we just now hear about this? And like I said, it had Christopher Maloney in it, uh, from
You
Law and
said
Order.
so it's called Dirty Movie.
Yes. He also played in that TV series Happy. I don't know if you've watched that TV series Happy.
No, don't have it in my collection.
If you've
I
got
will have to look
if you got
it.
Amazon Video, it's free on Amazon Prime Video.
With commercials.
On Amazon?
Yep.
Really? We just watched it like 2 weeks ago, and it didn't have commercials.
So Amazon Prime, they changed it to where you have to watch commercials now on the movies unless you pay an extra
Oh
$4.99 a
yeah,
month.
yeah. I pay that extra $4.99 a month.
But there's still a kicker. There are some movies, new release movies, that they still make you watch commercials on.
Yeah, we got pissed off about that before too, because I was like, I have commercial free. Why? And yeah, Amazon's kind of stupid with how they pick and choose what's going to have
Yeah.
ads.
Well, it shouldn't be that way. I'm paying for a service, no commercials, period. Um, I mean, that's like Hulu. Oh, well, Hulu's a subscription service. Otherwise, you only get to watch the first 10 minutes of your show. No. If I'm paying a subscription, there should be no commercials. You're getting your money.
That's why they have the base. That Netflix did the same thing. That's why you have the basic plan, then you have the no ads plan, you have the family plan to where you can watch it on more than one damn TV at a time, which is stupid. That I can't, if I don't pay for the multi-screen plan, my son can't watch whatever he wants to in his room, and me and the wife watch something on the TV in the living room. If we didn't pay for the multi TV plan, only one person at a time would be able to use the app.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like,
But
I don't pay for YouTube Premium. Uh, I'll just screen mirror my computer over to the TV and watch YouTube from the TV from my computer because I've got ad blockers.
yep. Until it comes today that the ad blockers will no longer work, especially with Chrome. And then you got to remember Edge, Chrome, Brave, all those are all Chromium based. And, so no one's smart enough to build their own browser except for Firefox anymore. And it's full of memory
That's
leaks.
that's who I use is Firefox.
Yep. But yeah,
Favorite web browser.
I mean, I used to be a Firefox fanboy, but the memory leaks were killing me. It would just eat up all my memory. But now, I mean, if I'm watching like Ryan Hall, y'all, his live stream can eat up like 12 to 15 gigs of memory. I don't understand how or why. I mean, it's just video stream coming in, going out, coming in, going out. It shouldn't take up more than 1 or 2 gigs of RAM to process video and get it out on the screen. So on certain live streams, I have to watch them on the TV in order to keep my computer from crashing.
Luckily, I haven't had those issues.
You never.
Anyways,
It'll come around one of these days. You'll run into them.
I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna hop off.
Yep, I'm gonna probably do the same. I'm surprised to see we got 2 hours out of it. To be honest with you.
Sorry I wasn't here for the whole thing.
You pretty much were. I was just, trying to stumble through and figure out what I was going to do because, like I said, I was kind of hoping to do the barbecue one, but it is what it is. It's like I'm running a day late, and so and then tonight I was running 30 minutes late again because all life in general, counter ups and just.
Yep.
But
Well,
glad to
I
have
took you
you
down.
on.
I helped you go down some rabbit holes and took you down some memory lane.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time. So, I want to thank everybody for joining in the chat tonight. We had Cosmotech in there. I saw Timmy for a little bit. Tallest Leprechaun. We had Tater, Jess. Then of course we got the wonderful, beautiful BB over here. And I am Decoy, and you've been listening to the front page yeah.
Front page.
Front Porch podcast. We are part of the Squad Productions family of podcast. If you like this content, the link is in the description of here to join our Discord, and you can talk with any of our hosts. We have Tater and Boogie who do Salute to Service, Nick and Jess who do Mysteries of the Underworld, BB and Hammy do Unfiltered, BB and Hunter do Two Drunks in a Bottle. Don't ask me to try to remember the nights. I'm doing good to just remember the damn names and hosts. And then I do the Front Porch, and then hopefully we can get Aftermath rebooted somehow, sometime, somewhere. But even if I try to do that as a one-off, maybe if I don't have anything that's G rated, I may fire that one back up and do a Front Porch / Aftermath and take it into the R rated to get it more out there. May do it that way, just switch whatever I'm feeling. Oh, okay, it's gonna be a laid back family issue. Just do Front Porch, and the other one just flip over to that one if I want to go on a freaking tyrant soapbox. You know how I can get every once in a while.
You and your ratings.
Well, I can't compete with the Aftermath or the I can't compete with the Unfiltered and those Two Drunks, but I can come in a close first.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yep, that's right, Ricky.
And second, it's the first loser.
Well, that's what they call the guy that graduated last in medical school. Vet. So I know that's about the worst bad dad jokes I have. With that, we will catch you all on the next one.
On the front porch, just killing time, talking about life with a sip of moonshine. Decoy's the host, he sets the scene with a crew of voices. The porch ain't serene. Pull up a chair, let the story spin. From BB to Boogie, let the jokes begin. Timmy's laughing, Tater grins wide, and poor old Paulie, he's the butt of the ride. Nick's got tales that'll make you wanna stay. Ace plays it cool in that laid-back way. The breeze rolls in with a Tennessee tune as the stars peek out by the light of the moon.